Seeing as today is my last day of photography class, I just wanted to talk about how I ended up to get into... Growing up, my creative side was more interested in the technical aspects rather than the visual aspects, so I was never really focused on making things look nice. It was more of making them work. So kind of like a function over form thing. I started uploading regularly 1 year ago today, so I guess this is my 1 year anniversary. And it really gave me an appreciation for looking at things on different angles, from different perspectives. I think photography is really interesting because it reflects on what your eye sees and what you find interesting to capture a shot. Now, this is different for everyone, which makes it even more interesting because people compose their photos differently. Right now I'm trying to figure out mine, and I'm late for class. But it's really nice because it captures a moment in time where something may or may not have happened, and this really is just a snapshot of something you have seen. So the first real time I picked up a real camera was during my trip to Bergen. A few weeks ago I traveled to Europe. So I had a layover in London and I traveled to Norway. This was my first real time bringing a camera with manual controls. So this gave me the ability to actually control different settings on the camera. This allowed me to control exposure and how I want a shot to be focused manually or automatically. And it was fun to use it actually. Now I took photography class. My first photography class I took was in grade 10, where I basically used a standard film camera, and this camera was basically just the same for the settings, and that's kind of how I picked up on using the manual in a digital SLR. My brother actually bought a 50mm lens for our digital SLR. It's more like a family-owned one, and the shots from that are amazing for portraits and landscapes. You can get a really shallow depth of field on that, and it makes a really dramatic effect when you're trying to compose a subject shot. So it was interesting using that camera for the first time when I went traveling. Now, it took a bit of figuring out, but I almost got the hang of it. I mean, I'm still learning a lot about this because I'm pretty new to it, but I'm excited for what's to come.